Jimmy.
Mike's back up. Mics are live. Mics are hot.
What's the fish?
Welcome back, everybody. This is the college part of the show. If y'all stumble across us on YouTube or something, we're just Big Matt and Diamond Dean here. We cover local sports. Was our first part of the show, and now we're gonna get into some college stuff. A whole lot of crazy stuff happened. Alabama skips by barely. Ohio State falls out terribly, and Michigan just totally runs off with it. Oregon does win, and they're going to play Utah again for their conference title.
Wow, rematch.
So we're going to get into some of the conference matchups, how that's going to be this weekend.
Oregon State played them. Oregon State played Oregon
they did.
Pretty good. Oregon State was better this year.
Pitt will also be. They'll be in the ACC.
Pitt and Wake.
Yeah, they'll get to play for.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah. Now, last week, we're going to go over our picks from last week. Thanksgiving, we had Ole Miss, Mississippi State. We had Ole Miss. And which they did, and it was a good game.
I just felt like Ole Miss was in control of it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's 31-21 final. First 10-win season for the Ole Miss Rebels. Corral went 26-34, a touchdown and a pick. But now rushing, Early, Connor, and Corral, they rushed for about 154 yards.
Oh, they're
now,
good.
Dane Drummond went for 138, 234 total yards receiving.
Really?
Yeah. Surprised.
Ooh.
Campbell had.
I saw where he had 67 catches for 900 yards.
It's good.
He's a good player.
But they were only 1 for 3 on those amazing fourth down analytics that he likes to do. You know, he keeps his little paper over there with his assistant.
Hurt them against Alabama. I felt
it did.
Yeah. I'm not saying they would have beat Alabama, but it
made a difference.
It made a difference. Yes.
Now I felt like. Rogers throwed for 336 and 1 touchdown, but he throwed 58 passes, completed 38.
Pretty good.
Marks and Johnson both totaled up for about 84 yards rushing on the ground. Polk had 98. Griffin, Johnson.
See, he went out too. Polk went out.
Yeah, he had almost 100 yards. 336 total passing for the Pirate over there. I thought Mississippi State controlled the first quarter. They had 420 total yards of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And we was joking with some guys online, and I said Mississippi State was controlling them. They didn't kind of think so, but
yeah. Now
they didn't win the game, but
early.
That first quarter, they couldn't move the ball. They were they were stuffing them, man. They on first fourth down of the game just dropped him like a bad habit in the backfield.
Really?
Oh man, it's tough.
He's pretty good. He ended up running pretty good. Now Ely can run too.
Absolutely.
Snoop Connor and Snoop. Yeah.
Yes, I'm kind of excited to see how the Ole Miss Rebels are going to pan out next year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's got things going good down there.
I do too.
You know, they were much improved from last year. I did not think their defense was any good last year, and their defense has been pretty good all year. So
that's good enough. I mean, first 10-win season ever.
Yeah.
I think Lane does a good job.
Yeah, he has. And does Corral a senior?
Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, he's recruiting good. I think they'll be fine.
See, we had Arkansas, Missouri.
We both picked Arkansas.
Yeah, we did.
It was not a close game.
No.
34-17.
Yeah. I don't know. 8 months report on the game. Missouri, they're just Missouri. They're just not real good.
Yeah, they're not real good. Right?
They've been on about a 10-year skid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 10 years since they played for
Yeah, you know, when Cam and them
SEC title.
They were winning. They won the East. Was it? Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Won it twice.
Now, Auburn put it on them bad in that title game, but
won it twice.
Cincinnati took care of East Carolina. They played at 2:30 on ABC. Of course, Georgia beat Georgia Tech and
45-0.
Ohio State and Michigan.
I got the stats on that.
Well, we'd like to talk about that one. Nobody picked Michigan. Sorry.
No, not many people.
Because they were only 0-8. So who's going to be that one guy goes, you know what? That's why you hit the subscribe button.
I think they're going to do it this year.
You hit the subscribe button because we picked Michigan.
We did have a buddy that say he picked Michigan. And, you know, I mean, we don't have any reason to doubt.
Yeah, sure.
And I had somebody up in Kentucky while I was up there say they thought Michigan was going to win. And, you know, I didn't mock them or laugh in their face or go, you know, point at them. Like they did on Dumb and Dumber after they poisoned that guy.
Oh, yeah, they thought it was hilarious.
And he's dying.
Yeah.
But I was shocked.
Yeah, what was the final stats on what Haskins wound up having?
Well, Haskins had 28 carries for 169 yards and 5 touchdowns. Great game. As a team, they rushed for 297, passed for 190, 487 yards. All right. Ohio State, on the other hand, Stroud, great game, 34 for 49, 394. But here's where this hurt. We know enough about football to know this hurt them. They had 458 total, 64 rushing. 64 rushing on 30 carries, Matt. But their receivers had field days again. Smith and Igba, 11 catches, 127 yards. Wilson, 10 for 119. Olavi, 7 for 88.
Now,
all three of them will go over, I thought.
I'll have to say, as in watching the game with these old four eyes, when Michigan had to punt a time or two that they did punt, they would pin Ohio State deep. They couldn't move the ball in big chunks of yards down the field like they like to against most people. Talking about Ohio State.
Yeah, they had to work for it.
Michigan had them covered up like a full blanket on a half bed.
Really?
Their coverage was great. It's very comparable to Auburn's coverage of Alabama.
Yes, they did a good job. And some of the plays Ohio State did make, I saw him throw deep to Olave one time, and just the catch he made was ridiculous. He went up over the guy, and God, it was unreal. So, nothing the defender could do. Nothing came easy for Ohio State.
No.
All day.
They really got challenged, as well as not so much the next game. We picked Oregon and big Oregon State. They did play them well. Now, I had Penn State picked over Michigan State.
What was that final? 27-24?
Yes, 27-30. Michigan State won, yeah. I had Penn State, thought they may win that up there.
Did I have Michigan State?
Yeah, big-time snow game.
Yes. Yeah,
I mean, beautiful weather, though, to play football. A lot of people love playing that.
Penn State's a good 5-loss team. They've lost 5 ball games, but they're not that bad.
And then A&M LSU.
Kind of shocked me, man.
LSU wins on a walk-off. In the game, throws it down the sideline over there, just dropped it in the breadbasket.
Watching it, it's he's better. He's done well for them. Max Johnson, he's a good quarterback.
We both had A&M, and they had it won, but
they did. He scored that with 20 seconds.
Yes,
20 seconds.
And of course, Coach O just, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to get out of here. I love these kids, and the administration done a great job, and go Tigers.
Listen, I watched that game. Did you watch that game?
Some of it. I only caught the first part.
The announcers were very, very critical of Fisher and the job he's done at A&M. And I'm sitting there and I'm scratching my head. Not literally, but I'm like, what are they talking about? First top 5 best team in the history of the school last year.
The first time an assistant beats his coach Saban.
They're 8-4 this year, and I wished I could have remembered what they said, but I'm sitting there going, "What are y'all talking?" It was almost like if you're gonna give this guy this kind of contract, he's got to do a little better than he's doing. And I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either. I think he's done a great job. We picked Oklahoma State to beat the Sooners, Boomer Sooner, and
did we both pick Oklahoma State?
Yeah, we did. And they won, where's it at?
37-33.
37-33, yeah.
But, that was 33-24, and that guy fumbled that punt.
That happened, and it happened to Oklahoma State just on the other quarter when they were swapped.
Right.
Same spot of the field.
That's what they said.
Same place.
But, both announcers
I don't know.
like, why are you even fielding it?
I don't know if there was a light up there that's kind of weird or what. I don't know.
You're not supposed to field anything past the 10, right?
No.
Supposedly. Put your heels on the 10.
Well, you don't.
Behind you.
Well, now you can fair catch it inside the 20 and it comes out anyway.
Is that what he was doing?
That was
punt. That's just on the kicker.
Yeah, he was going to just catch the ball, and he blinked right before the...
hit his hands. It went right through him.
I don't know. It looked like he blinked. Maybe there was a bad spot or something. So, overall, our picks were okay besides Ohio State.
But I don't understand, Matt. Like you, Oklahoma nearly won that game because Williams makes a 56-yard run against the prevent defense.
I was like, man, he's fixing to score. He's going to win this game.
I go on record right now. I think prevent defense is awful.
There's times for it, but I don't. But that right there is a good lesson of why it could bite you.
56-yard run.
There was nobody.
On a 3-point game, he got in field goal range.
Yeah.
He nearly broke it.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't cut back across the field. Maybe he got tired or got a cramp, or I don't know.
Well, 1 minute left. You got them pinned at the 15, 20, which were, you know. Well, you know what time to talk about, huh? Or is it?
Well.
Oh, we got some more games.
Yeah, let me mention this.
Sorry.
Well, I'll mention this, and we'll get into 5-7 Troy. They finish up here, lose to Georgia State 37-10. They kind of fell apart in the third quarter. Watson had 2 picks. They had a field goal in the second quarter, and they had a late touchdown. Georgia State was just too much.
Georgia State, that's the ones that they beat off, right?
They're always got a quality program.
Yeah, yes, they do a good job.
Now Barry finishes 6-4 for our local hometown kid that was our player of the year last year.
Right.
Luke Welsh. They were first in the Southern Atlantic, and they overall had a good season. They only lost 4 games. Now they won a game or two that they probably wasn't supposed to win, and I think they lost one of the games that I looked there on the thing and read a little thing in the paper that they should have won. So
that's usually evens out.
Yeah, tick for tack there. So
because
not a bad season.
People say Alabama shouldn't have lost to A&M, but they shouldn't have won yesterday, so it even.
Hey, you're right. That's right. And Luke's got to play some this year, and he's going to adapt, and he's highly intelligent. I don't just mean football intelligent. He's going to figure it out, and I'm excited for him, and I know Mark is, and the whole crowd, the whole God's country over Spring Garden. I mean, I know they're all super proud of him. Now, another local guy that played over here, graduated my son's class, Corey Teague. He's at Lindsey Wilson. They're number 3 in the nation right now in the NAIA.
Oh, they're good.
Good. They will be playing in the semifinals next week against Grandview, Iowa. Now, their quarterback, Dukes, has 10,000 passing yards.
Talking about Lindsey Wilson?
Yes.
10,000 in his career?
Yes. And their tailback, Boyd, has 3,500 rushing.
I won't predict them to win with guys with that type of experience. I would think. I don't know. Can't ever tell about football.
Let's see here. Kentucky and Louisville, 45-14. Kentucky, they get the route. Levis, 113, total 300 yards of offense, and Rodriguez had 121. I mean, he throwed and run the ball very well. They're going to finish out regular season 8-3. Is that right? No, 9-3. I'm sorry.
Wow. Look, loss is coming to Tennessee, Georgia,
and Mississippi State. So let me tell you, in that Mississippi State game, they shouldn't have lost, and they probably shouldn't have lost Tennessee game.
No, they outgained Tennessee 200 yards, lost by 3 points. They give up a lot of big plays.
Coach Stoops, he does a good job in Kentucky. I'm excited to see where they land in a bowl game. They're going to play somebody good. He kept putting the L down. Every time he'd score, he'd run one in, he'd throw the Louisville sign down. So, I mean, it's a rival game. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was, obviously, I was getting a perspective from Kentucky fans this past week, but they were worried about Louisville. But hey, 9-3, you got a chance to go 10-3. Kentucky hadn't been 10-3 too many times.
That Oklahoma State game we were just talking about, it was 37-33 with 4 minutes left in the game. Oklahoma State hits for 359 total yards. Sanders runs for 2. He has 215 passing and those 2 picks. They were 14 passing and 145 rushing. Now, Oklahoma had 12 penalties, Dean. They passed for 252. Williams had those 252, but they had 2 turnovers that they lost. They had the ball for 34 minutes.
How many did Williams rush for? Because he ripped a 56-yarder on the last drive.
I don't know.
I
was so sleepy. I wrote down this stuff here because with 40 seconds left in the game, he rips off a huge run and he took a sack on the 4th and 10. So that was the end of that game.
I just couldn't believe I was watching. Is he fixing to break this?
Oh my God! I know. I thought, man, this is it. He's fixing to do it right now.
He's gone.
I think we've covered all the scores. Georgia 45-0.
Yeah.
What was the Notre Dame Stanford final?
Oh, it was bad. It
wasn't close.
45-17.
I couldn't keep Clemson 20-0 over South Carolina.
Yeah, they hammered South Carolina.
Gators beat Florida State without their coach.
21.
Hats off to them. UConn falls to the hands of Houston. The Cougars, 45-17. They will lock horns with Cincinnati next week.
Next week.
I'm excited about that game. I think they're going. I'm telling you,
It's gonna be a big one.
just be careful.
It's gonna be a big.
That was like I told you about Arkansas and Alabama. I didn't pick Arkansas to beat us, but I did say, just be careful.
Yes,
because they're better.
And it was a close game.
And by the way, Jefferson had 262, 58 rushing. Burks had 129 against Missouri Friday night when they played. They played their tailback Beatty at Missouri, 219 rushing, 41 carries. Jesus,
he's the leading the SEC in rushing. He's got 1,600 yards.
1,600 yards.
1,600. Nobody else is even close. Rodriguez is kind of close.
1,600 correct total for the year.
Yeah.
Well, he carried the ball 41 darn times. Golly, man.
I mean, but
they can only get 17 points out of that. Ew.
He must be there. I mean, they struggled this year.
That's
what's Missouri's record?
I think they've won 4 games.
Somebody said Vanderbilt was the only team with a losing record. I think Missouri's got the losing record.
I don't know. They ain't no way they've won 6 games.
Surely not.
No. There ain't no way.
All right, we're going to find out right now.
Middle selections and now coming up next week. Let's see, what do we got here? Oklahoma State and that. Oh, they did win 6. Really?
Not think they were a very good team this year. In conference play.
Yeah.
But they did beat Florida.
Well, let's see. We've covered every single college football game.
Yeah.
Except, oh, well, wait a minute. There was an in-state game that we must have been to mention about.
Oh, God, I forgot about it. Did they play yesterday?
Was it? I fell asleep.
I thought we were watching MASH.
Man, I'm telling you guys, no, this is going to be the part of the show, the Auburn fans. We are Alabama fans, and first off, let me say, and I already put a post out to congratulate, what a performance by Coach Derek Mason.
The coordinator. Yeah, and I just heard how terrible he was, like Thursday or Friday.
They put together a game plan. He was ready. Now, and I want to say that first, and then that leads me to this. Mm-hmm. Alabama's offensive line, I think
Suspect.
I think UTEP may have a better offensive line. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to take anything away from Coach Mason. That's why I made those remarks first, because obviously he did a good job. I mean, we had to go to 4 overtimes to figure out the game.
And I felt bad for him, kind of. I mean, because he had a great game.
Yeah, he did. He was ready.
And, held on the team that averages 500 yards to, like me and Matt talked earlier. They had 250 yards up until that last drive.
Now, what do you think happened? Just
my personal opinion.
You're 50-some years on this earth and watching Alabama football. I'll say this before you start. I've never seen Alabama play that bad in the Saban era. Never.
This might not.
Well, now, maybe the first year, the La Tech games. I don't mean that. But go ahead.
I think this is it. This is my, this is out there. But I don't believe the other teams deep down really believe this ain't happening.
There's a thing.
They're going to drive 97 yards. And no, you don't say that. I mean, Jacoby McClain's done out there going, well, crap. It's 97 yards. They got a minute and a half. He's going to do it. But deep down, I don't know. How can this keep happening?
What Dean's referring to, is a thing called the Crimson Factor. A sports analyst, name unmentioned, I cannot remember. It was fairly interesting. He did a 15-minute spot on games that Alabama should not have won, and we'll go back to include the Tennessee game. We blocked 2 field goals. Mm-hmm. That there's a thing, a psychological value to the color of those jerseys showing up on the field has a subliminal thing with the players and the team that, man, they're just going to be hard to beat, and it's hard to put your best foot forward. That don't mean that don't go in here and start saying, oh my God.
Nobody can beat them.
That's not what we're saying. But we're just saying mathematically, a lot of the times, it's a Bama factor. It's a Crimson factor.
And especially since Saban's got there. I mean, come on, guys. 260 yards in 75 plays. That's 3 yards a play. That's not even a first down.
Now, we can't prove
3 plays.
And Dean can't prove what he's saying. I can't.
And then they drive 97 in a minute and a half?
But we're just saying that something is going on. Now I suspect this. Now that's a good theory, and I don't see nothing wrong with having a theory. I think in watching the game,
I think you play tight.
And
I think the other players play.
That's very true. Mm-hmm. In my aspect of watching it, I think after sleeping on it, I think Alabama wore Auburn down.
Auburn was tired.
I think their defense run out of gas. I think the offense corner Bobo is a joke. He's terrible. You should have never hired him. And I'm saying this out of
4 things yesterday, which I'll talk about in a second.
I'm saying this in a little bit of a spite because I don't like him. I've never thought he was a good coordinator. Now, Auburn fans, y'all can whack me for it, but you Georgia fans are going to come on and say, no, he's right, because Georgia people did not like him either. I'm just telling you. I don't think he's a good coach. I just don't. The Auburn defense got tired. I don't think you have a great play caller. Mm-hmm. And you had a kid starting in his first Iron Bowl, wound up twisting his ankle, and he did okay.
He did okay. Yeah, Auburn didn't have it 159 yards. Alabama's defense played that out.
They stopped Tank. I mean, he had
63 on 29 carries.
He had, and if Tank has not got 100, they're not winning that game. Because they needed to lean on him because Finley threw some good passes, especially that one-handed catch in the, oh my God, man. But that's my assessment. I think they just wore out.
Yeah, I think we noticed it because they were bringing pressure, and I was like, look how slow they're going.
Well, you can't run that wide open blitz all night long.
No, you can't.
And then go into 4 overtimes.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Anybody trying to do it, not just Auburn, because those guys are in shape. They're D1 athletes. There's no shame in their game.
Now, I'm not saying this Bama factor is the only thing about Auburn.
No.
I just said it was a mixture of that, getting tired, but, you know.
And I think
97 yards in a minute and a half.
And here's another aspect from my other two eyes. From these other two, I think Bryce Young growed into his own last night. It's the first time he's ever started a game down there, played at Auburn.
He kept his cool.
He's from Maitre D, plays from California. He don't know much about this rival besides what he's seen on TV maybe and what he's heard since he's been there. He grew up. We watched him grow up last night, and he made some check downs. He made some mental decisions that were fantastic. He made some throws from one hash mark to the other sideline, Dean, that are not supposed to be thrown by a 19-year-old kid that's about the same age as my son.
And they don't even look big.
Just shouldn't happen.
And Matchy, what about Matchy? Woo.
He had to step up, too, because Williams made a foolish decision and put his head down and ear-hole the guy.
We agree with. We don't agree with the toss out.
Don't throw him out. Stop doing that. He did, yes. It was. Stop throwing him out of the game.
I think he was ticked off because of a pass interference call earlier.
Yeah, and they were
getting hammered, too.
They wouldn't get no calls. And the refs are terrible. Auburn fans know, too. Alabama got some breaks on some calls, and Auburn did, too. Yeah. And Auburn gets a few more breaks at home. Even the Auburn fans watching, and they're going to say you're crazy and you're just being a...
Well, I mean, the passer...
But, I mean, look, we try to share this evenly. We cover Auburn stuff and Georgia and Alabama. Just telling you, everybody in the nation knows that. Auburn usually gets a few more breaks at home.
Yeah, most teams do. But I thought the
Alabama does too.
Passer was off.
They got some breaks against LSU one year when Julio played at home.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got out of that game.
I don't know how they... That's not the one where...
Julio didn't even catch that ball. His foot's on the sideline. It's in the white, and you can see it plain as day. But they give him a catch. That's just, and it's going to happen at home usually.
Oh.
And you get lucky, and it takes a little bit of luck to win national championships. Like Auburn, the year they won, they had to go to overtime to beat Kentucky or somebody that year or something weird.
Well,
there's some luck going to play into this. And a little luck played in for Alabama last night. They just did.
Needs to be going out of bounds.
See, go ahead.
Seconds.
Now, you talked to one of the coaches, and he kind of felt like he lost in the game there. He should have slid. Yeah. He should have slid early. Yes, I do agree with that. However...
But he also said he felt like he nearly had the first down, too, which would have been ball game.
But the defender was holding him and pulled him out of bounds.
Right.
The defender made a good play. Let's go to that side of it. Tank should have slid. Had a little mental lapse there. It's okay. But the Alabama defender made a smart heads-up play to say, no, you're not going down in bounds. I'm going to drag you out. We're going to stop this clock.
So, wait, there was a minute and 35, or minute 43. Okay, so it's been down to a minute 3. They call a timeout, or Alabama calls a timeout. They come out to punt, and you punt. And let's say that takes 7 or 8 seconds. Yeah, they had 40 less seconds to go 90. Let's just say he pinned it in the inside the 3 again.
Like they did
Yeah.
almost twice in a row.
Yeah, twice in a row. I'm going to address 4 things that Bobo did. And I don't want to get this be a Bobo hating.
Well, it's okay. You can. It's your show, too.
But
because I don't like him either. I think he's terrible. I think he's bad.
Field goal range. It's 3rd and 4, and he drops Finley back. And Finley, bless his heart, he's not a great getting away from the pressure.
He's too tall. He's too tall.
No field goal range. Instead of going up 13, nothing. It's 10.
You should have said he shouldn't have run a 5-step drop there. He should have just a turn
the ball.
Just a turn quick and shoot, quick pass, or just let Tank run it.
I mean, me and you talked about they're fixing to go up 13-0. This will be a 2-score game.
Oh, Tank, they were corralling him. I guess that's why he didn't run it.
Score 2 touchdowns.
Looking back, or just 2020. It's 2020 looking back.
Right.
They had corralled big Tank.
Right.
So maybe he was thinking, well, I can't run the ball, so I'm going to try to shoot something up the sideline and either get a big chunk and we'll for sure get an easy field goal, or maybe we'll break one loose and score, because I think Kool-Aid was on the field at that time too, and he thought maybe he could fool on the freshman, and they did a little bit, but Kool-Aid had a great game for the most part. And Hillsby,
For Bama.
Yeah.
Helens.
Hey, hats off to you, young man. Great game.
Great game. And I looked at the tackles this morning. Guess how many they had him for? 6. He made more than 6 tackles.
Well, but you know how they do it. He was probably
on tackle. They had Toa as the leading tackler. I didn't see him make a tackle, which I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I thought he had 6.
I mean, I thought he had some, but I thought Helens was just all over the place.
Christian Harris played a good game. McKendrick breaking that 2-point up, that won the game pretty much.
Oh, and another play.
What Bobo kill him on?
Well, they got stopped Alabama on 4th down. He chunks it on 1st down with 8 minutes left and Finley throws a pick. I mean, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm looking at Mac going, what is he doing?
Is that the one where the pick got called back, or that pick
the one before it?
Okay.
I mean,
because one of the picks got called back.
They stopped him on 4th down. Finley's already hurt. He's not throwing good. And he chunks it and throws it right to Josh Jobe. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, Matt, if he'd just ran the ball twice and threw it, they'd have run a minute and a half off. Or maybe longer.
You're just making my case even better for the jury to be out for Bobo. I'm just not a fan.
And then in overtime, they run the ball on 1st and 2nd down on their second.
I'm just not a fan. Maybe some Auburn fans out there may take up for him if J.R. or Scott's listed. I know they're alumni, and that's fine. Anthony Chambers, he's an alum.
I just don't know what he was doing yesterday.
I don't know what he's ever done. I'm telling you, he's just not that good.
I've never been a big, and what we end up doing here, we end up getting analyzing the game, not even as a fan, just as a fan of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there pulling for Alabama going, what is he doing?
Yeah, we're fans of Alabama, but and people won't believe us, and I've told people this on Facebook years ago when I'll get in a heavy debate with somebody. I'm a connoisseur of the game of football, and I can honestly have a reverent memory of what's happening and have a undelinquent comment about Auburn of what they done wrong. And it's like, well, you're an Alabama fan. Well, you can't comment against Auburn. Well, why can't I? What's wrong with that? I mean, why can't I, like you just did, we question their play calling. Well, we're just students of the game, and that's just kind of how it is. I'm not a fan of Bobo, and Dean just keeps proving my case.
I mean, 8 minutes and you stop Alabama on 4th and 2. You're up 10-0, and you put it in the air. Somebody help me. I mean, which somebody said, well, if it'd been a touchdown pass, you wouldn't be saying nothing. Yeah, I would. I'm sorry, you don't do that.
I agree. Bama squeaks out here, 24-22. I think either this is the 2 things. Let's talk about next week for just a second before we get into all of next week's games. Right. And we're going to do our top 5 right now.
Okay.
One thing, do you think, viewers, Dean, do you think this motivates Alabama to think, hey, if we can stick together and we can play a complete game and not be unfocused? Because I think another part of the factor.
They played a lot of money. I felt like they were playing unmotivated.
They're uninspired. Mm-hmm. And I think the other part of that, besides Auburn being tired and Bryce playing better down the stretch, I think they have Georgia on their mind. As Ray Charles said it best, Georgia.
Yeah, well, I think they thought they was going to go in there and win.
it was going to be an easy game, and Auburn said, no.
No, definitely not.
Well, maybe you forgot Alabama. This is the Iron Bowl.
That may be the best of 6 and 5 has ever played a 10-1 in the history of that game.
It's never been to an overtime. That proves something right there. Number 3 plays an unranked Auburn, and it's happened vice versa and been the same way in past. So do you think this is fuel for Bama to play better, inspired next week, or do you think this don't mean anything and it just shows how bad Alabama is and we're going to still lose 36 to 6? Bama loses.
That's a good point. You would think that the way out here playing is going to catch up with them eventually, but I don't know. Alabama don't. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how to. No, I think they probably motivate them. I think they have a better chance of beating Georgia. Now, things don't go, and I'm an Alabama fan, but for Saban, I asked somebody today if he was a godly man, because things definitely, he's got God on his side. Things go their way, man. I'm not talking about penalties. I'm not that. Little things that you can't even explain. They just got it, man.
Not all the time. There's been times.
But I mean, look at the games they've survived this year.
Like 6 out of 10 times.
Wouldn't shock me a bit if they beat Georgia.
The ball rolls their way. So you think they're going to beat Georgia, or would you pick?
I don't think they will, but it wouldn't shock me if they did. No, I think it'll be a good ball game. And I think I'll go on and say this right now.
On the record, right now.
It's up 27-0, and Alabama comes back, and they have to stop them at the end of the ball game
To win.
Yep.
21-27.
Yep.
Georgia wins. Bama comes.
On the record with that. Right?
Georgia comes storming back.
Now, they may beat them. Yes. Okay, that's my only comment. Yeah. If they come out hammering, Alabama will, inevitably. The only time since Saban's been there, I've not saw them make a comeback was Clemson.
Well, he's got waxed that night.
That was it. That's it.
Worst whooping he ever took as a head coach.
Since he's been there.
Well, let's get in our top 5, and then we're going to do next week's games. We got to get off here.
Got yellow stuff. Yellow stuff.
All right, Dean, yours is up there right now. Diamond Dean's playoff 5. Guys, if you've been waiting for the college football, no need to tune in Tuesday night because you got it right here.
Yeah, I mean, don't even look. They call us.
Dean's got Georgia, Bama, Michigan, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State.
I went on and put Alabama in second. They were third, but Ohio State, I'm not jumping Michigan all the way from 5 to 2. Sorry.
Now, how do you like? Do you think Oklahoma State maybe has a chance later on, or?
Well, who does Oklahoma State play this week in the Big 12 championship? Is it Baylor?
Yes. Yeah, at 7:00 on Fox.
I don't know. I mean, that game could go either way.
It could. It
I
really
think
could.
they could be considered. They will be if Bama gets beat. We're really coming close to looking at the Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State semifinal.
All right, I got mine up there now, and we don't talk about this. I don't know. I've already got mine made out before I ask him, so that way it don't skew my opinion.
Right.
I just the way I like to do it.
He just asked.
I think I think it makes it fun because we're being honest about it and not feeding off each other. And usually we're always pretty close. I got Georgia 1, of course. I got Cincinnati 2 because they're 2 undefeated teams.
Well, yeah.
I'm just putting them up there because they're the 2 undefeated. I got Bama. They're going to stay 3. Michigan's going to sneak in at 4, and Oklahoma State at 5-2.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I mean, Cincinnati has not lost a ball game. Notre Dame 6.
Yeah. If we put a 6, yeah, they will. And I think they'll be 6 tomorrow. I mean Tuesday.
No, it's probably
Notre Dame will be 6. Yeah. It's going to be. If I had to pick somebody's that's probably going to be, I'll tell you what. Now I don't pick these by how it's going to be. I'm going to let you know that. I pick it as how I feel right now.
It should be. Yeah.
I just feel Cincinnati's undefeated. Bama struggled hardly. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep them at 3. Okay. I mean, Ohio State was up there. Now, a lot of people think that Michigan's going to jump. So I'll bet the TV people are going to put
Georgia, Michigan.
Bama. Cincinnati will stay at 4. Then they'll have OK State out at 5, and then Notre Dame will be right outside at 6. So therefore, Georgia beats Bama. Bama goes out, and Michigan beats Iowa in the
Wisconsin. Is it Wisconsin?
No, they got beat.
Oh, the Michigan's played Iowa?
Because Minnesota beat Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right. They did. They beat Iowa.
Yes, so they got Iowa, 11 o'clock ABC, Big 12. So, yeah, so I'm going to have – let's play this game before we get off.
Okay.
Bama goes out. Georgia stays 1. Michigan stays. They're Big 10 champs.
Right.
Cincinnati –
let's just say, well, Houston, they beat them. Let's just say they win.
Say they win.
Yeah.
So they're out. So I'm going to say Cincinnati will then go to 3. So then you'll have Cincinnati at 3, and Oklahoma State wins. They'll go up to 4. Notre Dame's going to come in at 5.
Mm-hmm.
The only chance Notre Dame has, they're going to have to hope that they'll just have to hope Baylor beats them. I don't think a Big 12 champ may not get in this, Dean.
They may not.
Yeah, may not.
Todd McShay said Ohio State ought to jump Cincinnati. He's taking a lot of heat over that, and I'll be honest.
Ohio State.
He said Ohio State will jump Cincinnati.
But they were.
If Alabama loses,
Ohio State lost. They're not going to jump anybody. They were 2.
No, he's talking about next week.
But they're not even going to be in a conference title game. How could he jump them? They're not going to be playing that week.
He said Ohio State. He didn't say Ohio State was going to get in. He said Ohio State should get in before Cincinnati.
Okay, I can see what he's saying there. Because they're not going to be playing a game. Because while everybody else is out playing a conference title, they're going to be at the house eating popcorn. Right? Ohio State, there's not another game for them.
Yeah, but he's saying they ought to get in over Cincinnati.
If I'm reading it right here, and this would be my take on that.
They're done.
Michigan's playing Iowa that night on the next at 11 o'clock on ABC. They don't say Ohio State, so
he said. Well, and he made a good point, but they're irrelevant. He said, "Well, Ohio State's better than Cincinnati."
Well, maybe they are, but they should have beat Michigan then.
Yeah. Okay, me and Matt.
So just shut it,
we're
McShay.
Changing something right here, right
just
now.
Shut it, McShay.
It's not the best 4 teams in the country. It's the best 4 teams in the country that do what they got to do.
Right now, I'll put it back up there. And I mean, we got
the best 4 teams in the country. Cincinnati's not better than Alabama.
But I got them too.
But if Alabama don't win Saturday, they're going home.
They're done. See you in the Sugar Bowl. And
I don't even want to hear nobody. Well, they're better than Cincinnati. So win your ball games. Oh gosh, we're getting fired up on here.
Now Notre Dame, I'll tell you another thing about winning games. Cincinnati, Notre Dame. You're not going to get in any more of these, I don't think, because you don't play a conference game. Everybody else is playing conference game. You're going to have to be.
It's just like beating your head against the wall. They're not going to.
They're going to have to stay undefeated. They lost to Cincinnati. You're going to have to, if you're not going to play a conference game, you're going to sit at home and everybody else is playing a conference game, which we'll go through right now. You got to play a conference game. So either quit playing with money and people's emotions and join a conference, or don't whine about not getting in the playoffs. Because that's why they don't get in. It's because of money. They don't, because being a private church school, it's about showing how much money. Because if you join a conference, you have to take a piece of paper and show how much taxes you pay, and that says how much money you have.
They're going to get in.
Well, no, because they don't want to do that, because they don't want to show that they're the richest entity in the world. The Catholic Church is the richest thing on the planet. Nobody's got more money than the Catholic Church, period.
Right.
Nobody. They own more property. Now, this is Google, straight facts. I learned this in 300 block history class. They own more property than anybody in the world, Catholic Church.
Wow.
All right, enough of the history lesson. We'll get that next week.
And let me say one more thing. I'm going on record here. You guys, we're going to do the best 4 teams in the nation. It's Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State. Okay, so there's your final 4.
Yeah.
Quit saying the best 4. It's not the best 4.
No.
I'm getting fired up.
It's just the teams that are winning right now this week.
I don't know why the committee have even said that, because everybody else just takes it and runs with it. Okay, that's the best 4. That's not going to change, man. Mm. That's the best 4 teams.
I got Cincinnati too. Again, I think Alabama hangs 40 on Cincinnati.
Well, they beat them to death. my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I think Oklahoma State beat Cincinnati.
But you don't think they ought to go in Oklahoma?
I think Michigan is probably better than Cincinnati.
But you're not going to put them in Oklahoma?
No.
No.
Because they're undefeated. And I still think being undefeated should be worth something. Yeah. That's the only reason I got them too. It does take a little something to win all your games. I know they play Foo Tulsa and Poo-Poo UTEP and Poo-Poo. Okay, I get it. But it's still something to be undefeated. I think that should be rewarded. And I don't want to see a Bama lose to Georgia 27-21. And then Bama's going, well, they're going to hang in there. We're going to put them back in. Don't do that.
No.
Wait, whoa.
Setting bad precedent.
Wait a minute, Matt. You're an Alabama fan. Why would you say Alabama shouldn't get in the playoffs? Well, don't lose a stupid game to A&M and win the conference and fire your offensive line coach and do something and be a head coach and do something about your football team, because it all boils down to the head coach, because Saban always takes the blame for all of it. We got to do better our offensive line. Something's got to be done. And you don't deserve to be in the Final Four, Dean, if you can't even have an offensive line. So now I'm just using Alabama for example because I can pick on them because I love them. That's my team, man.
You just can't put two lost teams like this stuff.
No, don't even tell me what.
Well, I don't want to tell you. You may like it now, but there'll be a year where it comes to bite you.
Well, LSU it did because they had to play Bama again. We beat them.
Yeah. It'll be a year where it comes back to bite you, and you'll wish they didn't.
They didn't even move past the 50-yard line.
Do the 2-yard. You'll wish they didn't do the 2 lost stuff.
Dante Hightower shut them down.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a death sentence the day they announced it.
Yeah, he knew he didn't want to play them again.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said they looked like they didn't even prepare.
They didn't. Feinbaum said he found Jefferson's wallet out there on the street and took it in the bar at 2 in the morning. He was drunk off his can at 2 a.m. And he said, boy, you got a game. And like, today. We're going to be all right. You see, we done beat them once. Ain't no big deal. Well, anyway, how can Alabama get in this? I'm telling you what Saban's telling them right now. Yeah. Just prepare for what you can control. Win this football game. Right. Now, if Houston beats Cincinnati, Alabama beats Georgia, and Iowa beats Michigan, we're talking about total, which happened that year.
Anarchy.
Which happened, remember? Yeah. Oklahoma State or Iowa State went down. The Cyclones beat
Oklahoma State.
A mess.
Yeah.
Now, if that happens again, Iowa beats Michigan, and Houston beats Cincinnati, Alabama beats Georgia, the Tide, Alabama loses to Georgia, I'm sorry. They may get in. But what's the chance of But Houston and Iowa both have to win.
Yeah. But I'm talking about these people are talking about putting them in anyway.
And probably Baylor. Oklahoma State's probably going to have to lose too.
Yeah. But one more thing, and then I'll drop it. It was something about what we were just talking about. Oh, I have heard experts say that if Alabama was to beat Georgia, that Georgia would still probably get it. It just depends on the story. If it's 38-35. I don't know.
You want my opinion about that?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Well, you pretty much.
I don't care if it's close. I don't care if Alabama, the loser of that game should not be in the top 4.
Well, because what you're doing is setting them up to win the thing. Am I right?
And I'm an SEC fan. I'm supposed to pull them. And I know Uncle Lou, if you're watching, has a big YouTube channel, and I watch him. And he's just, I bet he's peed his pants because Alabama wins 4 overtimes against Auburn. I bet he's not happy about that. But if Alabama beats Georgia, there'll be a lot of bad homicides because they're going to walk out in the middle of the street of traffic up there on the interstate and kill themselves. Yeah. They ain't been 12-0 since 1980. I don't see how them losing the conference championship. I didn't like it when Bama got to go play LSU again. We talked about that.
Oh, I mean,
I don't think it's right. It's not fair to some other team. You lose your conference. Why don't we just take conference champs and just let them play?
I would think.
Why don't we just do that?
Here, this is way out there, but I think if Georgia loses and you put them in, I think you just handed them a national championship.
Yeah, because now they got the recipe for success because they've got that monkey off their back.
They got
the Tide, the elephant.
Beat them twice.
The elephant's off their back. They've lost a game. They can go, Oh, we've been walking around here puffed up, sick, worried. Alabama's been doing it. They've been toting the conference for 10 years. Alabama's been toting this conference and loading the money into this conference for years. When you lose some games, it's a little deflating. But the guys like Saban love to win so much they only remember the losses, just like Coach Benefield up 5. They only remember those losses, man. That's what sticks in the craw. That's what gets them up every day. And if the pressure comes off Georgia and they lose a game and they put them at 4, I think you're right. You might as well just go ahead and give them the title. Yeah. Because you can relax a little.
Yeah.
You're not one. You don't have the target on your back. You're not. Other teams may relax a little when they play you. Not always, but see, like with Bama, you get everybody's best game, and I know people's going to foo-foo against that too, but anyway.
You do.
You're going to get Bama's best. They're going to play you better than they play anybody.
Right.
Georgia-Bama is going to play this weekend, guys. Georgia's favored right now, says by 6 at 3 o'clock CBS for the SEC Championship. Who are we rolling with, Dean?
I'm going to have to be a realist here and pick Georgia on paper.
Okay.
But now, don't ask me to pick a score. I'm going to go.
You don't have to do nothing. I don't. We'll just throw it out.
21. How about that? That's 6.
Let me write it down. So we picked high school. 27, 21, Georgia. Georgia, Bama. That's Deaners. And I'm going to go.
Georgia's got a lot better defense than Auburn. And Auburn seemed to do very well against Alabama. Plus, Georgia's going to be fresh. They didn't, Jacoby Dean and a lot of them didn't even play much yesterday.
I'm going to go 24-20, Georgia.
4-4.
Which is about like, we're kind of about in the same ballpark.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't pick against Georgia right now.
And we're being called Bammers all the time on phone, and we just picked against our team.
Yeah.
Do we think they have a shot? If anybody in this country's got a shot to beat Georgia because of what he talked about, that Crimson factor, it's up here, man. They had them beat 2 years ago. They had them beat 5 years ago when McCarron beat Notre Dame. He slipped on the ground going in the end zone. Georgia had us dead to rights. They had us beat. Mark Rick, it's over.
Timeout.
It's over. We're lost. Catches the ball. If he turns and his foot don't slip, he don't fall.
Mm-hmm.
They win the game.
Yeah.
There's 3 times.
3 times. They had a set 14-point lead in Alabama. Matt's watching it. Best kicker in the country. He said, if he makes this, we're down 17-point lead. No way we win.
I told you.
He made it. I mean, he missed it.
He missed it, and I said, oh, we got a chance.
Then they come back and won.
We got a chance.
And that missed field goal was 110%. I don't mean to put it off on Blankenship. The reason
he's great
that Alabama won that ball game.
Houston, Cincy.
Oh, Houston, Cincy. I'm going to go with Houston.
Oh, Diener. Okay, stepping on out there.
I think we may see the Cincinnati's for a little bit for real, though. But I got to pick Houston. You got to think they're going to lose at some point. I'm talking about Cincy.
I'm going to go Cincinnati. They play, guys, at 3 o'clock on ABC. That's your Conference USA title. Your ACC title will be at 7 o'clock on ABC. Pitt versus Wake Forest. Dean, who you like?
Wake Forest. I think they're really good.
I'm going to say you Dan Marino record breaker.
Cody. Kenny Pickett.
At Pickett at Pitt. He passed Dan Marino this past game, too. I'm going to go with, I'm going to roll with him. I think he's going to roll out. Michigan and Iowa play at 11 o'clock on ABC. Michigan plays Iowa 11, and then that night Pitt and Wake Forest play ABC, and then the 3 o'clock game is Houston, Cincinnati. That's ABC. So your first game, Michigan, Iowa.
I'm going to go with Michigan.
Me too. I think they handle business.
Yeah. I just don't think.
Now, I was going to pound it and ground, and they're going to control the clock, and they're going to play.
Not bad.
No, they're going to play them a good game. For a while, but
they're not the number 2 team in the country, but they're not bad.
Hensey, I think Haskins going to have another good day. He'll have about 190 rushing on them. They play good defense now. They're going to run the ball. And they may wear Michigan down. It may be closer than the Ohio State game. Don't be surprised. That's why you hit the subscribe button.
He said Ohio was going to beat Michigan.
Ohio State and Baylor.
Even I'll go
Ohio
with-
State. I just got them Oklahoma State better. Sorry.
I'll go with Oak State.
The Pokes. I do too. I roll with. They play
They
on
make fun of him all the time, but I like him.
Gundy.
I don't know why, because he took up for that player that time.
That's terrible to make fun of a man for that. I'm a grown man. Come at me. I'm a man. He's a kid.
I mean,
That's what he's supposed to say. You don't think I'd said the same thing?
he's ripped like a dog.
Man, I would have
I don't
definitely.
understand the humor in it. I don't
either because
I don't understand the criticism.
and there shouldn't be any because he's taking up for his kids that he loves dearly.
The quarterback even got mad. But I guarantee you that quarterback wouldn't have got mad if that press hadn't put that spin on it they did.
No, that's Big Ten. That's 7 o'clock, Dean, that night
Yeah.
on Fox. So while Pitt and Wake are playing at 7, Oklahoma State and Baylor are playing at 7. Now, without further ado, your NFL Monday night game will be two of the most terrible teams in NFL. The 3-7 Seahawks versus the 4-6 Washington Redskins, which are known as Washington because nobody got enough guts to say Redskins.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's our show, but we can say Redskins.
Actually, they're doing better, I heard.
Yeah, they're 4-6.
Started out there.
Yeah. The Titans lost it today, but the Patriots were favored by a touchdown. Mac Jones, when I flipped over there, Dean watched it for a little while. I was doing some more notes of the show. He was like 10 for 12.
Really?
He's smoking, man. I don't want to listen. I know nobody's probably even watching this right now. Everybody's watching Yellowstone at 7:30. Mac Jones is fantastic, and I'm not just being a bammer. Guys, this guy's lighting the NFL world on fire.
He's accurate.
He's blowing up all these stats. He's thrown for 2,500 yards, 4 touchdowns. Get the crap out of here with this stuff, Matt Jones. He's just part of that system up there, Belichick. Get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't get me fired up. And you can get tickets for $61 if you wanted to see tonight. Right now, the Browns and the Ravens are playing 6-5 Browns, 7-3 Ravens. Ravens are favored by 3.5. It's at Baltimore. Mayfield's 2,100 passing, 10 touchdowns. Lamar's 2,400 passing, 14 touchdowns. I'm not sure if he's even back. I tried to look that up, and I couldn't find out more about it. If Lamar's going to play, I don't know. And last but not least, a couple days ago, the Raiders and the Cowboys lock up. Raiders win in overtime, walk-off field goal, 36-33. Zeke ran for a grand total of 25 yards.
Here we go.
And the Falcons and the Jags play 4-6, and the 2-8 Jaguars play today. Derek Carr walks out of that game against the Cowboys with a 101 QBR.
Oh, before we leave out, Auburn beat Syracuse and Loyola Chicago this week. Loyola Chicago, very good team. Lost to Connecticut in overtime, 115-109. Alabama played some mid-major teams and lost, won, but they did get beat by Iona, which is a school up in New York. Very good. They got beat by Iona. 72-68.
Now,
Winterly and Shackelford had half their points.
They're good. Well, we're ready for some of them to get playing high school basketball. They're kicking around some tournaments and here and there. Sand Rock Spring Garden girls are playing as good as they should be. The boys won big up the other night. Hadn't heard much about City Bluff and Wehunt. I don't see nothing on their page.
They played Sardis the other day. They lost, but no, I don't know.
They got a really young team. Not all the players and stuff. So we're going to try to get a media days together here in the next week or so and try to get the boys and girls come in, sit down, just let them talk about their season coming up. And they're all playing pretty good. The center boys won. They went there and beat 5 the other day.
Did they?
And the girls are playing. So right now the county's doing these tournaments. Of course, Spring Garden girls, Dean. I mean, what are you going to say?
Have they ever won?
I mean, I don't. There's just. Hey, we're not. I don't.
They're 0-2.
I don't know. There's nobody going. I mean, the Ace is. It's just phenomenal.
Well, they still got Neely Weber.
I know.
And the girl that hurt her knee back, Kirk.
Those 3 girls are.
Favorites. I mean,
They ain't nobody gonna. I mean, they're. I don't know. I'm trying not to ooze all over. They're just good, man. They ain't nobody around gonna beat them. They're really good.
yeah, they're fucking say the least.
But we're not gonna get into bowl predictions. But I will just say the title game's on January 10th because we're gonna do next Sunday. Remember, guys, be on YouTube Live Sunday.
12 o'clock.
Yes,
Yeah.
YouTube, not Facebook. The game will be Monday, January 10th in Indianapolis. The semi game will be the Orange Bowl in Miami, December 31st on Friday. And the other semi game, Dean, is going to be the Cotton Bowl in Arlington, December 31st, also that Friday. Working backwards from there, the January 1st games will be your Sugar. Suspected, these are merely guesses that some writer wrote up from a Mobile sports writers, Bama and Baylor, playing the Sugar. Rose Bowl, of course, it's going to be a Big Ten versus a Pac-12. There's guessing Ohio State may play Utah or Oregon. Fiesta Bowl in Arizona, 2 at-large teams, maybe Michigan State, Notre Dame. And a Peach Bowl, which also January 1st game, 2 at-larges. Ole Miss may play Pitt, or they might get Oklahoma.
See them in the better. Nothing against Pitt.
Now, and out in the state of Alabama, December the 18th, guys, a Landing Tree Bowl, and will be in Mobile, will kick off as a MAC team versus the Sun Belt. Christmas Day in Montgomery, Dean, the Camilla Bowl. I don't know about it. It's the state flower. MAC versus the Sun Belt. And then the 28th of December, the Birmingham Bowl. A lot of people like to go to that.
Yeah,
Me and you tried to go. I
Hard.
couldn't go. I tried to take Marcus one year, couldn't go. AC versus an SEC team. That's December the 28th. Those are just dates of the bowl games. And next Sunday, 12 o'clock, YouTube.
Yeah.
Go right now. Subscribe to YouTube. It's free. It don't cost any money to subscribe to YouTube. It'll just let you know when we're going to be on. And we're going to be live over there on YouTube. And we're going to cover this bowl selection with you guys. Come on there with us and chat with us, guys.
Yeah, we enjoy you.
Be good. Let's get out of here, man.
Let's go.
I told you it was going to go long tonight.
Let's
told
see.
you. It's an
Hour and 31.
hour and a half. And without the little bowl spill, I kind of didn't want to do it, but it's okay. I want to give you some dates. January 10th, National Championship game. So remember, take off work January 11th to celebrate the Crimson Tide winning their 74th National
I
Championship.
wouldn't shock.
I'm just kidding.
No. They would shock me. You think I'd be a bit shocked if I went in a coma and woke up January 11th and heard they won it?
Oh man. That's
After
going to be
they
a
were
wild
down
season.
48-6 with 6 minutes left.
It's going to be a wild one, guys. Guys, we appreciate you, and we love you so much, and God is good, and remember, keep your heads clear. As always, keep your hearts full of God, and we will catch you guys later. Peace. All right.
Have a good week.
We are done. Out.